My name is Mira Ellison, and I was 34 when I buried the only person who had truly raised me. My grandmother, Evelyn Shaw, taught me how to manage a ledger, fix a torn hem, and understand love by noticing who kept showing up. At her funeral, 2 chairs in the front row stayed empty. I had saved those seats for my parents. 3 hours later, my phone lit up with a photo of them relaxing on a beach in Aruba. My mother, Celeste, was holding a drink under the caption, "Living our best life." Then another message appeared. It came from Grandma's number. "Come to the house now, sweetheart." I had watched Evelyn die 4 days earlier, even so I drove there. Her lawyer, Martin Hale, was waiting at the kitchen table with her phone and a sewing box. He apologized for scaring me. Grandma had told him to contact me from her number because she knew I would always answer. Inside the box was a blue notebook, bank statements, and a durable power of attorney naming my mother. Evelyn believed Celeste had been stealing from her. Martin said she trusted me to understand the records. Working with numbers was my job. I checked business accounts, found missing payments, and rebuilt records from whatever was left. That night, while Daniel slept upstairs, I spread Grandma's papers across our table. The notebook started like the diary of a sick woman. Mira brought soup, treatment was difficult, couldn't finish toast, then the entries changed. Celeste says I spent $600, I did not. Another page listed $400 withdrawn on the 9th, $3,000 transferred on the 17th, and $11,000 gone before the end of the month. "She thinks I'm too confused to count," Grandma had written. "I am weak, not foolish." Every note matched a bank transaction. My mother had moved the money into a Florida account while controlling Grandma's mail, bills, and access to her bank. Then I found the last account number written on a prescription slip, a certificate of deposit Evelyn had built over 40 years. Celeste had emptied that too. The total was $465,000. I called her once, giving her one chance. She laughed when I asked about the transfers. "You were Evelyn's charity case," she said. "I was her daughter. What belonged to her belongs to me." Then she hung up. Martin sent me to elder law attorney Priya Desai. Priya explained that having power of attorney did not make Celeste the owner. It made her a fiduciary, legally required to spend Evelyn's money only for Evelyn. We could ask the court for a full accounting if Celeste could not explain the transfers. The case could even become criminal. "You need to understand," Priya warned. "Your mother may go to prison." That night I felt like I was 9 years old again, waiting behind a school stage curtain for parents who never showed up. I remembered every lesson that taught me to stay quiet, keep the peace, be thankful, don't make trouble. Then I opened Grandma's notebook. "Showing up is the whole thing, sweetheart," she had written on the last page. I finally understood. Showing up did not mean accepting betrayal. It meant standing between someone you loved and the people hurting them. The next morning I told Priya to file the case. Celeste answered with threats, then tears, then an offer. Before the hearing, her lawyer offered to return part of the money and sign Grandma's house over to me if I dropped the complaint and stayed silent. Celeste reached for my hand in the courthouse hallway. "Take the house, sweetheart, you'll still have a mother." Sweetheart had been Grandma's word. Hearing Celeste use it felt like stealing. "No," I said. In court, Priya placed Grandma's notes beside the bank statements, matching date with date and amount with amount. Celeste's attorney claimed the transfers were payments for caregiving, but there were no receipts, agreements, or proof. The judge carefully looked through the evidence while I read Grandma's words out loud. "I am weak, not foolish." When I announced that every recovered dollar would be used to help lonely elderly people, Celeste stood up. "It was mine," she shouted. "I earned it by putting up with that old woman." Silence filled the courtroom. The judge ordered full repayment, doubled the damages for acting in bad faith, and referred the case for felony elder exploitation. Celeste later accepted a plea deal and served time. My father testified against her in exchange for probation. The relatives who cared more about the inheritance than the truth stopped calling. I kept none of the money. I created the Evelyn Shaw Fund, paying for rides to treatment, home caregivers and companions who sit beside people with no one else. Grandma's house became a home for vulnerable seniors. On the day we handed over the keys, Daniel, our daughter Lily, and I sat on the porch. I had replaced the burned-out light bulb above the door and left it shining. Lily asked why. "Because someone should always know they are expected," I told her. "My mother once called me a charity case. She meant it as an insult. She was almost right. I was raised by the greatest kind of charity, a woman who showed up, stayed, and loved without keeping score." Evelyn filled every chair my parents left empty. When her own chair became empty, I finally stood.